All right, it's 12 o'clock, so we're going to get started. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day and the sun's out, so we can't complain. So, welcome and thank you for coming. This webinar, your cameras are off and are muted. If you have any questions, you can type them into the chat box or the Q&A. Or you can raise your hand and we can invite you to come off mute to ask your question. We're doing this webinar series as part of a grant with the ARC-US, AT&T, and the ARC of San Francisco. The curriculum we are using today was developed by them. This webinar will be recorded and posted online. Okay, so today's agenda, skill building, navigating your device, getting connected, common apps, and helpful settings, tips and tricks, and practice. So this is something that we're going to do today that I am familiar with is iPhones. So that's a good thing, something I know. So let's get started. So, if anybody wants to come off mute or text it in the chat, what brings you to this workshop today, and what or do you have a mobile device and you want to learn more? Are you thinking about getting an iPhone or an iPad? But we will watch the chat and just mosey on along. So uh, today's mobile devices can be or can do many of the same things that a traditional computer can do. You can search the internet, access email messages. I think that's two different, or I don't know. Which watch videos, play games, take pictures, listen to music, get directions, and connect with friends and family. Smartphones, mobile telephones with cellular and internet access. Tablet, portable computer that uses a touchscreen. On the left, you can see an iPhone, which is a kind of smartphone. A smartphone is a mobile telephone that has both cellular and internet access. Smartphones allow you to make and receive phone calls and text messages. Because they're connected to the internet, they also have the capability of share photos, play videos or games, check and send emails, and browse the web. On the right, you will see an iPad, which is a kind of tablet device. A tablet is a portable computer that uses a touchscreen. Most tablets are smaller and weigh less than a laptop computer, but usually are bigger in weight. Slightly, it went onto the other page. Um, Slightly more than a smartphone. Tablets can tablets connect to the internet through Wi-Fi or cellular connection. A primary device or a primary difference between a mobile device and a computer is a way you get around. Rather than using a mouse or a keyboard, you use your fingers to tap, type, or scroll and more. You can also use your voice to help navigate your device. And okay, sorry. Um, the ports, and the buttons on your smartphone or tablet will vary, very different, de sorry, vary depending on the specific model you're using. In general, phones and tablets have the power button on the control or volume control. Smartphones typically have a ring or silent switch, which is shown in the picture.
Yeah, so you can see like so I have an iPhone. So on the if you're holding it like this on the right side here, and you can see on this image as well, is the power button. And then on the right and left, you have on the left, excuse me, you have three buttons. The very top one is a ring or silent switch. So, depending on what type of iPhone generation you have, that's either something you toggle up and down to turn from ring on to silent, or with the newer models, you just press it to switch it between the two. And then the volume control. So, the middle button here turns the volume up, and then the lowest button here turns the volume down.
The charging port. So in the charging port, you will need to make sure that you have the right one because if you have the wrong one, it will not fit in your iPhone charging port. Trial and error.
Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. And also, some of the newer generations of iPhones also allow you to charge with the magnet. So they make chargers that kind of look like rocks, and you can set them here, and then it will connect and charge your phone that way.
As we get started using the cell phone or the using the phone, the first thing you we need to do is unlock your device. The way you do this depends on the choices you made when you set up your phone. You may have you may have set up Face ID or a passcode, depending on the phone you have. You may also have the option to use your fingerprint to unlock your phone, which I don't use the fingerprint or the facial ID. I just use the passcode. It might be easier for other people to use the fingerprint or facial recognition. The home screen. The home screen is built in apps for your convenience. Some apps are in the main part of the screen, and some are across the bottom of your screen. Uh, iPhones come with phone, messages, email, internet, camera, maps, clocks, calendars, and more. Top of the screen includes status bar showing battery percentages, Wi-Fi, and cellular connection.
And so when you're looking at this home screen of the iPhone here, you can see there are different kind of colored boxes with different icons. Those are the apps or the application. And so, like Sean mentioned, if you buy an iPhone, it will come with some apps already downloaded on it. And then we'll talk a little bit later about how you can add different apps to your iPhone as well. The ones that come already downloaded on it include the phone, which is what you use to make phone calls. That you can see is at the bottom left-hand corner on this home screen. You can move it around on your iPhone where you want it most. It's a green icon with a white image of a phone. There's also email, which is up here. It is the blue box with a white envelope. Internet. The internet that it comes already with is Safari, which is an internet browser. And it is right here at the bottom of the screen. It's a white icon with a blue compass. There's also the clock, which tells you the time. You can see that's the black icon with a white clock image. The calendar has looks like a date. So it's a white icon and it will say whatever date it is, the three-letter abbreviation of the day, and then the number, the date. So whenever this screenshot was taken, it was Wednesday the 20th of some month. It doesn't say which when you're just looking at the icon. Other things that come on iPhone that I think are cool to point out, FaceTime. I use FaceTime a lot, so I always like to point that out on the screen. It is the green icon with a white kind of image of a video camera, and then the camera as well. So that is the gray icon with a black camera image on it. Other things that you will see on your home screen will include in the top right, and this never moves, you'll have a battery indicator indicating how charged your iPhone is. Also, when you plug it in to charge it or set it on a contactless charger, that will turn green when it is charging. And if you have low battery, it will turn red. There's also these little arcs. It's a series of white kind of arcs getting bigger and bigger as they go up. That's the Wi-Fi signal. Wireless internet. It shows that your iPhone is connected to Wi-Fi. And then these white bars going up, that is your signal. So that shows the cellular signal.
Okay, so tap and hold. Tap your finger on the screen to activate the control. Type on the keyboard or select something on the screen. For example, you can tap on the app to open it, give it a try, go to the map app on your phone and open it. Go back to the home screen and swipe up from the bottom of the screen. You will look at swiping again in the moment. Next, tap and hold your finger to display a menu of options. In this example, if you tap and hold the Maps app icon, a menu opens. Give it a try and go to any app on your phone and then tap and hold and do you see the menu appear.
So I'm going to demonstrate. It's going to be very difficult to see because this is not the best technology that we're using right now. But if I wanted to open maps on my phone, I would tap once and then it would open. If I wanted to tap and hold like that, that is where that menu screen pops up. And if you can tell, now all my apps are kind of wiggling. This is where you would be able to drag and reorder the apps to be wherever you want them on your home screen. When you have an app opened up, like I just opened the Toyota app on my phone and you want to close it, you just swipe up and that makes the app go away.
Okay. Swipe left, right, and up and down. Swipe left and right from the app view. You can swipe left to see more apps available on your phone. You can swipe left to right on many apps and websites to navigate around. From your app view, give this a try and swipe left across the screen to see the next page for the apps. Um,
Do you want me to talk about swiping up and down, Sean?
sure.
So swiping up and down is what you would do if you're scrolling through a website or certain apps, if there's more information that fits on your computer screen. So you can see in this image here, there's more information. So you would take your finger and scroll like this. It's just a nice little swipe. And like I demonstrated earlier, it's also how you go back to the home screen from an open app.
All right, common apps. Phones and tablets offer access to almost unlimited number of apps. Apps are programs designed to help you accomplish different tasks. When you turn on your phone and unlock it, you should see a screen that looks like the one that's on our screen right now. In this selection of the workshop, I will introduce and talk about some of the most common apps on an Apple device shown here on the screen. Um, Next one, Becky.
We're on it.
Um, oh, okay, I got it. Sorry. Um, this phone app allows you to make and receive calls. To use it, tap on the app to open it. When the app opens, you will see a keypad. You will also see options to go to other screens for recent calls, your contacts, and more. There are two main ways to make a call. You can tap the contacts icon and select a name listed in your contacts app, or you can type the number on the keypad. After dialing a number, you'll tap the green phone button to start the call. When you're ready to hang up, just tap the uh, red phone button at the end of the call. To answer incoming calls, just accept.
Oh, you were right, Sean. I was on the wrong slide. I apologize. So this shows the keypad here. So the numbers that you would tap if you wanted to dial a phone number. If you wanted to select someone from your contacts, right in the middle on the bottom screen is those contacts. You can also look at your recent calls and your voicemails. So here they plugged in a number, then they would press that green button to call. Then when they are finished, they would hit that red button to disconnect the call. And then, like Sean said, if you were receiving a call, you just hit accept.
Messaging. If you want to send a text message, you will use the message app. To open the app, tap on it and the message or the home screen tap on it on the home screen. Okay. When you open the app, you will see your current conversations. You can use the search box to search all your text messages. You can tap the compose icon to start a new conversation, or you can tap a current conversation and send or read a new message and send a response. To create a new text message conversation, you will tap the compose icon to start a conversation. You can send a text message to someone by typing their cell phone number in the to field, or if the person is in your contacts, you can begin to type their name. Once the name is of the person displays, you you'll tap the uh, you can tap the and select it. Woo. Then you'll try or type your message and then tap the green arrow to send it.
And one thing to note that it's green in this example, but if you are sending a text message to someone else who also has an iPhone, that arrow may actually be blue because you can send an iMessage.
Emails. If you want to send or read an email, you'd use the Mail app. But before you can receive or send an email, you must first set up your Mail app to connect to an email account. To see or to set up an email account from the home screen, tap settings. And then you'd click accounts. We won't go through these steps, but it helps. It, my mind is racing faster than I'm talking. Um, but it's helpful to know that you can add an email account from almost any email provider using the settings app. I'm on the browser. Okay. Um, when you want to search the web from your phone, tap the internet icon and to launch the web browser. In this example, the web browser is Safari, which is included in the app device or Apple device. This app works much like web browser on the computer. In this example, you can see the home page of the library. You can search the web or visit a website using the address bar at the on the bottom. Once you have the web page up in the browser, you can swipe up to scroll down the page.
Something else that I'll note, if you don't want to use Safari as your internet browser, you can download a different app. So, for example, on my phone, I do have Safari, but I also have Google Chrome, which is the internet browser that I use the most often. So you can download that from the App Store, which we'll talk about in a couple minutes. Also, same thing for email. If you don't want to link your email to the Mail app that comes on an iPhone, you can download the Gmail app to link your Gmail account, or you can download the Outlook app to link your Outlook email. So these are just the apps that come standard on an iPhone. If there's something else that you'd rather use, it's likely there's an app for that.
All right, camera. When you take a picture or a video, tap the camera icon to launch the camera app. Take a picture or a video, you would tap the button that's shaped like a circle, which is right there in the middle where Becky is pointing. You can scroll through this menu to switch between camera modes, including video, portrait, and what is that?
Panorama.
Okay, modes. Um, After you take a picture, you can click on a small image tile to view, edit, and share the image, or delete the photo or videos you have taken.
So this is what you look at, what you see after you click that little tile. I'll go back. So after you take a photo, it will go right here in the bottom left corner. And if you click on that, then that's going to open up your photo album. You can also access your photo album from your home screen. There's a Photos app, and it is a white icon with multicolored circles that look a little bit like a flower. To delete it, to delete a photo, if you're wanting to delete a photo, you would click the trash can icon to edit it. So that's like if you want to crop it, make it smaller. If you want to write something on top of the image or type something on top of the image, you would click edit. If you want to favorite, if it's a picture that you really like and you want to add it to your favorites folder, you would click that heart icon. And then if you wanted to share it with someone, you would click this icon in the bottom left-hand corner. It's a square with an arrow pointing out of it. And you can then either send that photo as a text message, you can send it as an email, you can share it different ways with whoever you wish to share the photo with.
Okie dokie. Thanks, Becky. Um, Maps. When you want to find an address or get directions, you will tap the map icon to launch the map app. To do a search, you would enter the location into the search map box. Once you have the location on the screen, you would click the blue button, which Becky is pointing to get the directions to the location. From there, you can select directions from driving, walking, public transit, and more. To get live directions similar to GPS, you must have a data plan and be connected to a cellular or Wi-Fi network. You may also need to give the app permission to view your location, or you can add your location manually. Most or popular categories for apps. The game store, which has lots of games. I'm on that a lot, because I play a lot of games on my phone. The streaming videos, you can watch movie. It depends on what apps you got. You can watch movies, stream videos from um, the internet or wherever. Streaming music, I listen to a lot of music at home on my phone. So that's the phone's really good for that. And you can also um, connect with the health and fitness with on your phone because it can track your steps. And then also the weather, that's very important for Indiana to track the weather and get weather updates.
And there are lots of different options for each of these. I think if we all came off mute, we could talk for hours and hours about different apps. I mean, using the streaming video example alone, right? You have a YouTube app, you have Netflix, Hulu, HBO, um, Prime Video, Paramount Plus. There are a bunch of different options. For music, you have Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, probably many, many others that I don't even know about. So it's really cool that you can take the time to explore what options are available.
The App Store. To add a new app to an iPhone or an iPad, tap the App Store icon located on the home screen. When the App Store is open, you can browse featured apps, look at games, or search for an app by name, which a lot of people say, I have too many apps on my phone, which a lot of people have said. I've probably got like 40, close to 40, right, Becky?
Sean has too many apps on his phone, in my opinion, but it's his phone, so he gets to do what he wants with it.
Um, Here we can see the results from a search for a directory app. Let's look at the let's take a look at the first app in the list. If an app has a get button instead of a price, like this example, the app is free. From this page, you can learn more about the app, including review pictures and customer reviews. To install the app, you would click the Get button and follow the instructions steps. Once the app is downloaded, it appears on the home screen. To delete an app, tap and hold the app. A menu will appear where you can remove the app. Um, Mobile devices must be connected to cellular or wireless network to access the internet and make calls. To connect your phone to a cellular network, you need to have a service plan with a cellular service provider. If you have a cellular plan, your phone will connect to the network automatically wherever or everywhere your cellular plan has coverage. You will know you you will now know you are connected to a cellular network when you see the cell phone signal symbol to show the strength of the connection. The number of bars of the cellular connection lets you know how strong the cellular signal is. And let me tell you, if you get the bar down to the last bar, it'll go in and out when you're talking to someone, especially when you're uh like on the highway traveling and there's like dead zones.
Mhm.
Um, Another way you can connect your phone or tablet to the internet is by connecting the Wi-Fi network or All cell phones and tablets can connect to an internet using Wi-Fi. Many businesses, libraries, and other public places offer free Wi-Fi. You can use these public Wi-Fi networks while you visit these locations. Sometimes you may need a password to access the internet. Um, if you want to connect your iPhone or iPad to a Wi-Fi network in your home, you will need to sign up with the internet service provider.
And like Sean said, all smartphones and tablets have the ability to connect to the internet using Wi-Fi. If you have an older phone, kind of an analog phone is what people call them, I think. So like a flip phone or one of those like old school Nokia little bricks, those don't always have the option to connect to Wi-Fi. So when it's a smartphone, it's called that because it can connect to the internet.
Okay, getting connected. If you want to connect to Wi-Fi, you click on settings on the home screen. Then you tap on Wi-Fi, where Becky was pointing at. Then press the enter again to bring up the next screen. A list of Wi-Fi networks that are nearby displays networks with a lock icon require a password. Networks without a lock are public and do not need a password. Some public networks may ask you to accept an agreement before they will allow you to connect your device. Once you are connected, the Wi-Fi network, you will see a Wi-Fi icon in the status bar at the top of of the, of your device.
So if you look right here in the top right hand corner, right now, all we can see is the cellular signal, those bars. It's telling you what cellular connection you are connected to. In this example, it's a 5G network. And then we can see the phone battery. But if we were to select one of these Wi Fi networks to log into, there, we clicked one. Now we're logged on. You can now see that we have those arcs, those little arc, that Wi-Fi symbol is now also at the top right hand screen of our iPhone. So this lets us know that we've connected to the Wi-Fi.
Quick tips. Make sure you trust the network before connecting. Try not to send private information over public Wi-Fi network. Yep, because you never know who can steal your information. Um, if you send a personal, if you send personal information, make sure the website is secure and begins with WTTPS. Set up a password for your home network and block intruders from accessing it. Make sure that it's something that you only know and you don't, and make it hard for someone to even think about trying to figure out what your password is.
Yeah, good tip, Sean. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about settings, the security, the privacy, and also the accessibility features of iPhones. So you can view and change the settings on your mobile device, including those accessibility features, biometrics, which is like if you do a Face ID or if you have an iPhone that still uses a thumbprint, your security preferences, And even if you have like a software update, that all is in the settings app, which is this gray app, and it looks like it has gears on it. So here we've clicked on it. You can see now we've already talked about the Wi-Fi. You can also look at your notifications. So which apps you are allowing to send you notifications, which are those little banners that pop up or ding every time. So for example, if you have your notifications on for your email app, every time you get a notificate an email, that little notification, that ping is going to come up and a little preview of the email that you've received. So we've gone ahead and clicked on Face ID and passcode here. So there are a lot of different options to lock and unlock your phone. So there is the PIN, which is a series of numbers that you put in to unlock your phone. That's also called kind of a passcode. There's also the Face ID, which scans your face to make sure it actually is you who is holding your phone and wanting to open it. And there's also fingerprint. Like I said, some iPhones, not all, but some iPhones do use a fingerprint. iPads also can use a fingerprint to unlock them. And the reason that it's a good idea to have some sort of lock on your iPhone is it's just a way to protect the data and the information that's stored on your device in case your phone is ever lost or stolen. That way, people aren't able to just open the device and get information about where you live, who you're friends with, access your emails. It protects you. It's a layer of safety. Each time you turn on your device, each time you turn on your phone, if it's locked, it will ask for your passcode. It will ask for a scan of your face to be able to unlock the screen. So if you want to set like I said, set a PIN or passcode, you go here. It's kind of halfway down in the settings app. It's a green icon with a little face on it for the Face ID or passcode. So if you wanted to set up a Face ID, it's kind of a funny thing to go through because it has to scan your face from a bunch of different angles because sometimes you might be looking directly at your phone, sometimes you might be a little distracted. So it's going to actually have you draw circles with your nose while the camera looks at you. And that's just so that it can kind of get a full picture of your face. So all you would need to do to set that up is click on set up Face ID, or if you need to reset it, you can hit reset Face ID. So this allows you to then just follow the prompts that will come up on your phone screen to help you get that face scan set up.
And Becky, don't you have to have the same facial expression that you had when you took the picture?
Not necessarily. So I actually am someone who I sometimes wear glasses and I sometimes wear contacts, which does kind of change my appearance a little bit. I think I look different when I have my glasses on versus when I don't have my glasses on, but my iPhone is able to recognize me regardless. One thing that I will note is that if you are out in public and have a mask on for your safety, your phone will not always be able to recognize you if you have a face mask on, just because it's covering half of your face. So in that case, you would need to kind of pull the mask down so that it can scan your face and recognize you. Or in those cases, you can then just enter your passcode or PIN to open your phone that way. So I have Face ID on my phone, but if it doesn't recognize me right away, or if someone else is opening my phone, say I'm driving and I need my sister to up something on my phone, if I tell her the numbers, she's able to get in that. So, talking about app security. So, I mentioned a little bit earlier about doing updates. Your iPhone is essentially a pocket computer. It's a computer that you fit in your pocket, you can take with you wherever you may go. And so it will need to update regularly. That could be a software update, or from time to time, your apps will actually need to update. And sometimes it's because they have new features or they have added a new thing that the app is able to do. But most importantly, that is when they've either fixed a bug, something that wasn't quite working with the app, and increasing security system. So if you have any apps that need to be updated, that typically is in the App Store. You will have, and actually mine does. So this is a great example. I have not updated my apps recently. So if you see here, the blue App Store icon has a red circle in the top right. That shows me that I have a notification and I have some apps that need to be updated. If your operating system needs to be updated, you go into settings and then you can tap general, and then that right down here about right at the bottom, and then tapping software update. You'll be able to see if there are any software updates to install. If there are, you would click on it and follow the prompts on the screen to install the updates. For the app updates, those are relatively quick and you can still use other apps on your phone while certain apps are updating. So if I needed to update my Instagram app, I can still access phone calls, text messages, my emails while that is updating. I just am not able to open Instagram until the update has fully downloaded. For a software update, that impacts your entire phone. And those can sometimes take time, especially depending on how many apps and how much stuff and data you have stored on your phone. So if you're doing a software update on your phone, I would recommend doing it at a time when you know for the next 15 to 20 minutes, you don't need to use your phone, and making sure that your phone is fully charged and plugged in. And sometimes it won't even let you update your software unless your phone is fully charged. So privacy settings are also very important for mobile devices for your phone. Using the phone's privacy settings will allow you which apps have access to your information and data that is stored on your device, such as your location, your photos, and your microphone. So each app will ask for permission. So before you take a selfie in Instagram, it's going to ask for permission to have access to your camera. Before you log on to a Zoom call in the Zoom app, it's going to ask permission to use your camera and your microphone. So you can manage all of those privacy settings in the privacy settings option. So you would click on settings here, and then you will see that there is a little blue icon with a hand that is showing the privacy settings. And then you can log on. You can see here on this phone, it does have location services turned on. So the phone is able to tell where you are as long as you have your phone with it. So you can change which apps have access to, like I said, your contacts, your photos, your microphone, your camera, and more. If you ever have a question about why an app may need access, So, for example, if an app is asking you to turn on your location services so that it knows where you are, but you don't really need it to know where you are, you can always just decline and still use the app without location services turned on. Or you can find a friend, someone who you trust, maybe it's a support person, and ask them what their thoughts are. You could also maybe do a quick search on Google to find out why the app is asking for that information. And then one of the coolest things about iPhones and smartphones in general is that they have some really neat and helpful accessibility features. So these can help you customize your phone to meet your visual, physical, motion, or hearing needs. So to use the accessibility features, you will tap settings and then you're going to scroll down and tap accessibility. The accessibility icon is a blue square with a white image of a body in a white circle. So, common features that you can explore include a voice assistant to get spoken guidance to navigate the device without needing to see the screen. It's similar to a screen reader, so it will read out your text messages, it will read what is on the screen as you're navigating your phone. You can also change the size of your text. So if you are someone who has trouble seeing small print, you can change it to be larger so that you're able to see more clearly. You can also change the contrast, which is the color. So if you are having difficulty reading light printing on a light background, you can change the contrast. You can also adjust the audio settings and enhance or change the touch interactions. It is really worth it to take some time to kind of look through the accessibility options on your phone if you are an iPhone user, because there are quite a lot that are very helpful and useful for folks with disabilities. All right,
Okay.
and Sean, I'm throwing it back over to you.
Okay. All right. Security tips. Set a passcode on all your devices. Download trusted apps only. Review privacy settings and adjust them. Adjust notifications and change or yeah, to change what appears on your lock screen. Check the apps and the operating system are are up to date. Does anybody have any questions? And then we also would like for you guys to, well, I'm jumping ahead.
I actually,
Congratulations.
oh, go ahead.
Uh, Learning about iPhone and iPad mobile devices built skills to navigate your device, get connected to Wi-Fi, identify common apps, identifying helpful settings, and learned useful tips to connect to Wi-Fi and your device safely. Oh, you took out the code thing.
We did for this one.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. We will be talking about online safety next week. So we will see you next Tuesday at noon Eastern time for another webinar.
Thanks, everybody.